welcome back. In recent time, the issue of urban planning in the country has been a source of discussion, so to say, especially when it comes to rainy seasons, and you begin to wonder why we'll be asked to be careful, why we'll be asked to do this and that. And people are saying if there have been original plans and done by professionals and followed by citizens, we shouldn't be having problems of this lack of planning, or when it comes to the issue of pockets of, what do we call it, during the rain season?
Flash flooding.
Flash floodings, that if we have had enough town planning projects or projects executed and followed by people, we won't be having the kind of problem. Anyway, today we want to look at problem and prospects of town planning in Nigeria. And we have here in the studio the chairman here, Ogun State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. That is the chairman in Ogun State, Town Planner Oyeyinka Olufunke Adeneko. You're welcome to the program, madam.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
You're welcome once again. I would like to ask you some questions. First of all, are our towns, especially in this country, are they always planned? And if they are we following the plans?
Thank you very much. You see, some of our towns are definitely planned, but oftentimes as Nigerians, probably as a black man, we don't adhere to these plans as it ought to be. If I would like to start, I would like to say that, do we even know what town planning is all about? Town planning is more of a social work of social well-being, of taking care of the need of the people. Town planning is the art of science of ordering the land uses, managing the land uses for comfort, aesthetics, the beauty, you understand, and to sustain. It is this sustainability that we are not actually putting into use. Take for instance, when God looked at the earth and he said the earth is without form and void. And he thought to himself and said, okay, let us create the heaven and the earth. After creating that, he felt some things still need to be in place, like some facilities, some like trees. He created the day and night, separating both, because he realized that there should be a difference. When we have the day, we should definitely have the night. He went further, creating other things that will make it work. After creating everything, he thought to himself, will these animals, will this tree, how will they be without something that will make it functional? Well, it's no story that he created the humans. But for some reasons or the other, we as humans, we have not been able to have that sustainability culture in us, probably because we are blacks, probably because we do not have that maintenance culture, that even when this has been done, even when the government has provided some things, we do not have that maintenance culture. We do not plan ahead, even for the present, not to talk of the future generation coming. So planning problems comes from various angles. Some of our cities in the country do not even have master plans to actually work with. And where we have master plans in some cities, we lack that maintenance culture to make it work. This is where you see things like some areas wouldn't have accessibility to where you are going. You know, traffic congestion, we are not able to manage what we even have, not to talk of even planning for that thing. Even when it's been planned for and we are using it, most times we often don't even utilize what is planned for properly. So the problem of sustainability keeps coming in, and so many things comes under it, like accessibility, traffic congestion, poor environmental management. Just like you were saying that we are in a season where it's raining, and when you go everywhere, you see so many things that does not beautify the environment. So we are not able to sustain what we have. The ones we have, we are not able to sustain it, and even the ones that are being planned for too. And we need to get one thing straight. Not until government is involved in planning at all tiers, that's from the federal to the state to the local, planning will continue to merry-go-round and have this problem that we're having.
All right, as town, I mean, what, how do I put it, for a town planner or for town planners now, what do you go out, what is the relevance of having you people, what do you do as town planners? Yes, that should be the question. What do you do, and how cordial is what you project or what you propose? How often are you always on the same page with government to actually see the importance of your projection, that is as town planners?
Okay. Your first question, you said, what do we do as town planners? You see, the work of a town planner is quite multitasking, and it revolves round. It will shock you to know that even as a town planner, you are needed even in various places that our people do not even know.
Wow.
Because it's not just the town that we are planning now. Apart from the town you are planning, we also help you to know that this town has been planned fine. There is something you need to do to keep it going. Apart from making designs of master plans, subdivision of lands, layouts, regional plans and things like that, we also do some other things, like we are into environment. If you don't plan your environment properly, you continue to have waste disposals indiscriminately everywhere. As a town planner, you can even work in bands. You have physical units departments there, whereby you help them plan how it goes. They have properties that you can help put into proper management. Take for instance, I was coming here this morning. It's been a while I ply this road. So while coming, we went straight down to your former office. And on getting to the place, we were told that for years, that place was not being used again, and this is the... Then something, I was like, fine, you are not using that place again. Then why is that place so deserted? You have facilities there that just stand not being used. And like a Yoruba adage will say, Ipe ile things like that. I now looked at it because I've been there once for a wedding reception and at another time for a birthday reception. And I wonder, what happens to the whole day? What happens to the facilities, all the facilities that have been put in place there? And already shrubs, some shrubs that started growing there. So it still boils down to, if a town planner has been involved in that, probably the town planner will have just chipped in one or two things that place can still be used for something else. The oil can still be maintained and put to use.
The oil is still on. The oil is still on, yes.
Okay.
Socials are still there, but I agree with you that
And also,
it's a little bit, except that there are socials.
Yes, the place need continuous use. We have, mass communication students from Ojere. They can always go there for their sewers or some other things, and not, this is what we are talking about, that except the government is involved in planning at all tiers, from the federal to the state to the local, to the extent that even our rural development needs planning.
When it comes to,
we have overstretched.
when it comes to making a master plan, just like you said, it's now left for people to adhere to whatever must have been planned or not, which is the problem. Now, when it comes to bringing, making a master plan, at what level are town planners involved? Because I know that, is it the town planners that does that do the master planning from the outset? At what level, when it comes to, assuming we have a new area, I want to have a master plan of development of that new area, or readjust the area, just like you said, we can also readjust. At what points are you involved as town planners?
A town planner will be involved from the start, from the scratch. Definitely after getting the perimeter survey, which is normally carried out by a surveyor. Immediately you have that terrain of the area, you have the perimeter survey, a town planner starts to work, because it is based on that a town planner, it's what you are given that you work on. So basically, the town planner works on what is given and produce the master plan. It's basically the work of the town planner.
All right. If you have a town or a city or a space of people, new area that has not been planned but has been developed, now where would the town planner come in to set the things aright? Number one. Number two, what the effect that we have right now with some flooding in some places and indiscriminate buildings in some places, what will you recommend for both governments and individuals to do to get our towns right, so that we can preserve our cities, towns, locations for generations to come?
Okay. Your first question, you said there are some places that are already developed which now need to be planned. To that, when planning for such area, developments are there already. You still need to get the perimeter survey of that particular area. After getting that, if it's not fully developed, it can still be planned for. You have to put roads, all the land uses, and road is very key, because that is the circulation that will make that particular area work effectively. So as much as possible, you try to maneuver to see how there won't be so much. That's where you get to see demolition. I wouldn't want to call it total urban renewal or something like that, but this is where you get to see that when doing this for a place that has already been developed, you get to see where some of the structures there will have to go, if you actually know that you want this area planned properly. So some things will have to go while you put in place some amenities. When we just move to a land without the involvement of the town planner or the government, we all build haphazardly, that there won't be some infrastructures like hospitals, police station and things like that. But when you now want to plan for such area and you want to include some infrastructures there, then you now start to look inwards that, okay, we want to now manage this particular place. As much as possible, we want to reduce demolition. We don't want total clearance. That is when you begin to try to plan in relation to what you have on ground and make it work. That's to that your first question.
Right.
Then to your second question,
so we have flooding, we have traffic jam in some places due to lack of planning. How do you get involved, and what advice do you have for individuals and government in that regard?
Firstly, I would like to say that the issue of flooding keeps coming up almost on yearly basis during this season, and this is because our people per se I want to say probably we've not learned our lesson, and we've not seen that we also need to contribute our quota to making sure that these things does not continue to reoccur. Most times you see people building on floodable plains area that you know that this particular place is a floodable terrain, and you still get to see people build there, even when they are being told that you can't be here. You see some houses even sinking, and they continue to say you can't be here, and people still want to stay there. And some of this flooding that's one aspect. Then another aspect is where we get to see our people blocking the drains, where the water flow, where normally when our drainage are in place and when it rains it's just supposed to go through to the proper place, but it has been blocked. The government didn't block it. We as humans ourselves, we have blocked it. So we first need to cultivate that habit of of making sure we do not add to what is already on ground. When we maintain that culture that our drains need to be cleared, we do not build on a floodable plain. But you see, when our people, everybody wants to own a house, and this idea of us here that I just have to build my house, even if the house, my landlord is disturbing me and I want to own my own house, and we just care less where we are building the house, whether it's a floodable area or not. That is where we want to be. As much as possible, the government has been trying to eradicate people from this area. I definitely know that town planners will never, at the government's parastatals, wherever you find them, be it federal, state or local, they will never grant a permit on a floodable plain area. If you see an area like that, definitely the people has forced themselves to be there.
Okay, I mean, a whole lot of property developers around. You hear their adverts on radio, you hear it everywhere on social media, inviting people to come and buy land, develop their own projects. Now, of course, I mean, having access to so many areas which were undeveloped before. These property developers, how much do they involve you people so that this problem we are talking about will be, will be set right from the onset? How much of interaction do they have with you as town planners or as members of the Institute of Town Planners? Do they interact with you at all? If they don't, what is the danger?
Okay. Actually, these private developers with expands area of land, oftentimes I know they go to the government to present their papers and get their approved layout.
Okay.
Some have been doing that, and some that are yet to. The officials in the government parastatals move around and tell them the need and the importance of getting an approved layout. So oftentimes they go to the government and get their necessary papers. While doing this, before going to the government, they must have their layouts. These are always done by town planners that are into private practice.
Okay.
So when they consult the town planners that are into private practice, the town planner helps them to go to site and they sit together. This is what I want. You have to tell the town planner, that this is what I have in mind. And the town planner will look at the terrain of the land and tell you if that is workable and try to provide solution to what will work and the things that are necessary to be on ground. That, okay, this particular size of road is what you need for this development. You have to have mixed use, you have to have low density, you have to have high and the medium density. The town planner that particular private property owners has consulted will do the needful. So when that is done with the report and everything, they move ahead to go to the government to get the approval. So it's kind of there's always a synergy between the town planners that are outside private consultants and the government. So after finishing all the works outside, the drawings, the reports are brought to the government office where you have town planners too there. They also go to the site and check if all standards are met before granting the approved layout.
All right, Tunde.
Yeah, I want to ask maybe before we go, lastly, that as an institute, what are you doing to sensitize the public on the importance, the need to consult a town planner as often as they want to start a project?
Thank you. As much as possible, we go on air like this, be it radio, be it TV, trying to synthesize people on the need to plan. We move as far as going to schools to synthesize even the students, encouraging them to go for town planning even as a course.
Okay.
And even...
Are you saying we don't have enough town planners? So you should encourage students to actually look at it a bit.
It's not too bad to let them know from the scratch. Of course, everybody wants to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, but just...
Some don't even know that they can understand.
So it's when you let them know that there are still some things you can do that you can actually thrive in, not just
the known
professions. Like wherever I get to, some people will be like, what are you actually doing? Who are you? And when you say I'm a town planner, some still look, even at this present age, that what is that? And you get to start explaining who a town planner is and what a town planner does.
All right, and so for you as the chairman of the Ogun State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, how will you describe the experience?
Well, it's been good. It's been challenging and it's been quite demanding. And I want to say it's worth it because you get to hear from people from different perspectives, and it has kind of built my thinking, my horizon, and the way I relate with people generally. So broadly, I've seen that some profession you need to move around with, some profession you need to still talk with that I do not even know to, and probably they too do not even know who we are. So it's been kind of broad and multitasking for me, and I believe it's worth it.
Okay, looking at the topic, problem and prospects of town planning in Nigeria, what will be your message to the people as we go?
I would like to say that not until our government comes in and gets involved in planning at all tiers, we'll continue to have problems in our cities. And not until as we, definitely you, myself, and everyone, we see planning as our collective responsibilities, even after the government have done their bits, not until we begin to see that I have to contribute my quota to make the city work, to make the city livable for people to live in. If I say I want this, then we have to put our hands together. So we have to see it as a collective responsibility and not see that it's none of my business. It must always be the work of the government. Then planning will continue to experience the decadence that we are in presently.
Okay, thank you very much. We've been looking at problem and prospects of town planning in Nigeria, and we'll be having as our guest town planner Oyinka Olufunke Adeneko, who is the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planning, Ogun State chapter. Here, we also want to acknowledge the presence of those who actually came with her. We have the vice chairman, town planner Fela Shogbeson, secretary, town planner Joseph Adebowale, and PRS, the town planner Hamzat Tommy. That's how it's going to be on this first edition of the discussion segment. We'll be back very shortly.
Of Ogun State. We have to be careful and be conscious of the increasing rate of kidnapping across the country. Security is everybody's business. We need to be vigilant. Always board vehicles at designated parks and garages. Do not ride motorcycles with strangers. Insist on a one-passenger ride. Avoid late-night movement. Do not accept any directive on phone by unknown persons. Verify any address before embarking on any employment journey. Report any suspicious movement in your area to security agencies or outfits. Be vigilant, be careful, be alert. Announcer, Ogun State Government.
Yeah, we're glad to know that you are still there on watching New Dawn on OGTV. And then the second segment is here with us, and we have two very interesting people, two very interesting guests to discuss with us on computers, on smart, secure, and sustainable nation. And my first guest to my far right is Professor Adesina Shodia, President, Nigeria Computer Society and welcome to New Dawn.
Thank you so much. Good morning to our viewers.
And he's not here alone. With him is Mrs. Olatunju Adekunte, the Director of Information Technology, Bureau of Information Technology, Ogun State, and immediate past of NSC, immediate past chairman rather of NSC. You're welcome to New Dawn this morning.
Thank you
Now
very
let me start
much.
with the president. NSC, what are you trying to do, especially when it comes to the smart, secure, and sustainable nation that you're talking about? Why did you come about this, and what are you trying to achieve?
Okay, once again, I want to say a wonderful good morning to our viewers at home. I want to thank OGTV for inviting us for this, for giving us this opportunity to talk about our forthcoming conference of Nigeria Computer Society, NCS. Nigerian Computer Society is the umbrella body for all IT practitioners in Nigeria. So anybody practicing IT in Nigeria, anybody that has anything to do with IT must be a registered member of Nigerian Computer Society. So Nigerian Computer Society is an association, you know, of professionals, IT professionals. And this is a society that has been existing for over 40 years. The society was really established in 1978. So we are talking about a society of about 42 years. And of course, the society has been in the forefront of IT development in Nigeria. The society has been leading the vanguard of IT development in Nigeria for several years now. The society has been at the center console of IT development in Nigeria. And of course, we have made significant contribution in the area of IT development in Nigeria for several years. This coming national conference is part of the flagship programs of Nigerian Computer Society. It is our annual event. It is an event that we normally have over 1,000 delegates. And you can see that it is indeed a big event. It is an event that that it has been adjudged to be the largest assembly of IT professionals all over Africa. So it is indeed a big event, and of course we have been planning so well in order to make the one we want to have in Abeokuta the most successful conference. Coming back to your question, I just gave that background about Nigerian Computer Society. Again, I'm the president, the national president of Nigerian Computer Society. And of course, you might want to think maybe that is why I brought the conference. I brought the conference home. Well, that is also one of the reasons, because I'm the president. I must also use this conference to showcase what we are doing in Ogun State. Of course, with the fact that we have also seen some notable achievements of this current governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, in the area of trying to use IT to drive government processes, in order to, in the area of using IT to also enhance good governance. And because we have seen this, we decided to bring this conference to Abeokuta, because we also use the opportunity of the conference to also showcase what the government is doing in the area of IT, and to also give opportunity for the government of Ogun State. I mean, it will give opportunity for people that are coming to Ogun State to be able to contribute to what the governor is already doing. So it is a win-win thing for us. Ogun State government, the people of Ogun State, they are really going to benefit from having this conference in Abeokuta. Of course, some of our people that are coming from all over the world, you know, we are expecting delegate participants from all over the world. And they will also come and also contribute to the development programs of these states. So it is a good thing that we are bringing the team to Abeokuta. People that are coming also will also have opportunity to see all our interesting entertainment center,
Rich hospitality
that we have in Ogun State. You know, we have so many, we are blessed in Ogun State. We have made arrangement for them to first see the OOPL, you know, the museum, the zoo, and so on. And we will also take them to our Olumo Rock, and as many as we can see. You know,
let me cut you there a little bit. And before we go to the what you have for the program, now I'd like to there's this thing I saw and about the low adoption rate of technology that Nigeria or Africa has been ranked low and all of that. Now, is this ranking really true? And how is this, all these programs they are planning aim to correct this?
You see, if you compare where we are now to where we were about 5 years ago, 3 years ago, you will see that we are making progress in this nation, though we are not yet where we are supposed to be. Nigeria is known as giant of Africa in all areas, of economy. And in the area of IT, I will not say that we have gotten to where we are supposed to get to. So the ranking, I always go with some of this ranking, because if you read the process that they followed in coming up with that statistics, you will know that they might not be 100% perfect. That is true, that is sure. But some of them are really right. And we have not gotten there, but we have really progressed in the area of trying to use IT to drive our processes. At the level of national government is also doing a lot of things. At the level, so many states are also adopting IT. Now coming back to our level of adoption, about 2 years ago, even the federal government started the process of e-governance, directing all MDAs to start the use of, the digitization of their processes. So, but how well have we gone on that? So we are working, and Nigerian Computer Society has been at the center console, trying to connect with government, trying to connect with corporate organizations, trying to connect with individuals. And that is why we have put this conference together. If you look at the theme of this conference, Smart, Secure, and Sustainable Nation, so many nations have started benefiting from the use of smart technologies, emerging technologies. How well have we been able to achieve that? So we want to use the opportunity of the conference to remind ourselves of the opportunities that are available in the adoption of smart technologies, intelligent technologies. How well are we doing there? So I want to bring people together. Let us discuss the way forward. How can Nigeria really benefit from the use of smart technology to enhance our economy, to improve our security, to develop our agriculture, to develop our production companies, and so on and so forth. So, and that is why, smart technology is known as automation with intelligence, So if you are driving anything now, intelligence is the key. We have moved away from manual, manual way of operation. People are talking about automation, but it's not only about automation. It's also about knowledge-driven economy, knowledge-driven automation. Automation that is full of intelligence. And those are the things we want to come and discuss at this conference. And of course, I want to use the opportunity to encourage everybody in Nigeria. It's not only when you are an IT professional you are going to benefit. If you are technology savvy, come around. You have one thing or the other to benefit from the conference. We have really structured the conference in a way that even both IT professionals and non-IT professionals will benefit from the conference. It is for us in Ogun. So everybody in Ogun, even when people outside Ogun are planning to come, massive, they are showing interest. So many people have registered, all over the nation, from Gombe, Kaduna, and so on and so forth. So they are showing interest in coming. So when they are coming to come and meet us in Ogun, those of us in Ogun, all of us
should not sit down.
We should not sit down at home. We should be part of the conference. And let me also say that the conference will be having the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, as the conference chair. Okay, we'll be having the DG NIMC, Engineer Aliyu Aziz, as the keynote speaker. We'll be having some external guests from one from South Africa, from US, from Brazil. That will also be part of the conference. So even all the Federal Ministry of Technology will be represented. All the DGs, MDs under Ministry of Communication, all of them are coming. The even chairman of boards of NCC executive, so many people are coming to this conference. It is a big conference, and our His Excellency, the governor of Ogun State, is the Chivos. He will be declining the event open. So, and of course, the government of Ogun State is somebody that loves IT. Of course, we have seen it in all the things he's doing. And he has also supported this conference. Morally, spiritually, and financially. So he has done so well, and I mean, that is also expected from a governor like that. So he's ready to host us. He will be. I keep telling our people that we are always going to have an impactful and fulfilled conference in Abeokuta come 2nd August to 4th August 2022.
Let me go to Mr. Adekute. We have been hearing about IT making, or tech making the processes easier, making things better. Now, to what extent have we seen that happen, or can we see that happen in the normal day-to-day living of people, especially those that are into business and all?
Thank you very much. In Ogun State, Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun administration, he has done so much in the area of improving the economy of this state, even beyond Ogun State. Ever since they assumed the office, a lot has been done in so many areas, in automating the processes of so many of the activities in the various ministries. As we know, IT cut across so many areas. In Bureau of Lands, we have heard of OLAMs. Buying lands in Ogun State is an easy way, unlike before. Even in tax, paying our tax now, the automated things that have been done has made life much easier for the people of Ogun State. We might not see that now, but in some months and years to come, we are going to enjoy all of this. The payment being made in the past that we go to our banks to go and queue before we can do so many things, at the comfort of our zone, we can make the payment of whatever we want to do in Ogun State now, unlike before. As it is now, from Ogun State Bureau of Information Technology, and when this administration immediately they made it a very important thing for them that in Ogun State we should have Oguteco, where we have people to come and learn, because this is the age where people need to learn, to improve their skill, to do a lot of things that will make life easy for people. As we are talking now, if we don't have that requisite skill, it is very difficult for people to know the right thing to do. And we have a lot of things that we need to work on. That is why we see our governor being passionate about IT and making it easy for people to come around, to come and enjoy most of this program. And most of the programs, they are free. They are free. There are different training programs being organized at the State Bureau of Information Technology at Oguteco, and we have other partners working with us. International partners, Microsoft, Cisco. We have Cisco Academy with Microsoft, with Cisco. And if you come over, you will see that what is being given to our people, there are things that we give them the opportunity that even on their own, they can work to make a living, and they can also work for people. They can also do things that will make even life easy for the majority of the people, and at the end of the day, improving the economy of the state. And even aside that, at the state level, as we are now, the way we were in the past, we cannot compare to the way we are now, because in the past and the present way we are in Ogun State, things have changed. A lot of things have been done, and this, in a way, will give the opportunity of making things easy for the citizen of Ogun State.
All right, let me go back to the national president. How, if you look at them, the age range of those that are into tech, and you see that is more of young people. Now, how much of room do you have for young people in your society, especially with this conference that you're about to have? And two, if there's anyone watching that wants to join, how can they join?
Okay, thank you so much. Nigerian Computer Society is a society that considers the development of the youth. It's one of the paramount things that is always at the forefront of our strategy, our discussion, our operations. About this conference, this is a conference we have a separate session for the youth. We have some of our people that have also sponsored some students of youth to come and attend free of charge. We have another session that is called Innovation Show. This Innovation Show is a session that will allow the startup, the youth to come and display whatever they have. Even if they have ideas, and those ideas have not been matured enough to become world-class solutions, we help them to put it together and help them to reconstruct whatever they have in order to make some of our solutions world-class. So it's a platform where the youth can also use to further get engagement from industry experts, experts all over the world, organizations too, might show interest in whatever they have and they want to sponsor and promote whatever tool or solution they are trying to develop. So we have that program. It's usually part of our conference. We have session for youth. And let me also mention that Nigerian Computer Society has a number of interest groups. Okay? If you have heard of Institute of Software Practitioners of Nigeria, Academia in Information Technology, Nigeria Women in Information Technology, Information Technology Systems and Security Professionals, Nigerian Technology Professionals in Civil and Public Service. We have a number of them, about 7. And we also have a wing that we call National Association of Computing Students, And the president of National Association of Computing Students also attend our National Executive Council. So it's a society that we have been carrying the students along. So they have, even the registration fee for this, for students at the conference, very, very small in order to encourage them. Because we are not going to be here forever. They will take over from us. So we have to continue to also ensure that we carry them along in everything we do. About registration, we have a category that we call student member. So if you are still in school, you can associate yourself with us so that you can start getting the kind of experience that will not be available for you in the school. You are learning in school, but you start getting connection with industry experts. So when you get out, you want to start working, it will not be difficult for you to connect with one organization or the other. So we have that kind of arrangement. And of course, even this conference that is coming, we have a number of students that have registered. This conference that is coming, we have a number of students that are coming for induction. In this conference, we are going to also have our AGM during the conference. We are going to have induction of new members. And we'll be doing induction for close to 1,000 people. And all of them are also expected to be here. Though this conference is an hybrid conference, we also allow virtual participation. This is IT. In fact, even COVID-19 has changed the way of so many people. So it was even during COVID-19 in 2020, we had our first conference fully online. But because COVID-19, from last year again, we have gone back to our hybrid mode. So we have a number of people that will connect. Even if you don't want to, you want to stay in Gombe or somewhere, you don't want to attend the conference. So you will be able to connect and still meet with people. We have a platform, online platform, that the kind of interaction you can have with other participants is like also being with them physically. So it's going to be a wonderful conference. We have put everything in place. And I want to use this opportunity, I don't know whether you will give me another time to talk because of our time, to thank the governor of the state for accepting to host this conference. He has done so well. He has done wonderful. Last year we were in Iyo. 3 years ago we were in Gombe. 2 years ago it was fully online. No, 3 years ago we were in Iyo. Last year we were in Akwa Ibom. They wanted us to go to the north. I use style to so
Bring
let me
it
do
here.
it, yeah, so that so we want to, and he accepted us. We want to use this opportunity to thank the governor for giving us opportunity, and that will also continue to renew. Is going to renew our relationship with the governor, you know, so that
Okay.
I know your time is
Before,
almost.
I want to